Hey YouTube, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you all had a beautiful weekend out there. Today I'm going to show you, I've done this in the past, haven't done it in a long time. We're going to make some vegan ice cream today. It's very, very simple. I've done this before. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to go through every step I can think of because I get tons and tons of questions on this stuff. So, before I start, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please go down and hit that red subscribe button, then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. I'll even go through this part. Sometimes I'll post my nice cream on Instagram and I'll actually even go, okay, what possible question could anybody ask about this simple process? And I will painstakingly, okay, you do this, then I'll get a question. How do you freeze bananas? That one always, I have to roll my eyes at that. It's not rocket science. The only thing I would say is don't freeze them in the peel. Break them in half, break them into whatever size pieces you want, but it's more like that. All right, now this, when I take it out of the freezer, these things are hard as a rock. I could put an eye out with one of them. I let it sit out on the corner and thaw just a little. Now that's where I think people get mixed up in the past. I don't let it thaw very much. It's still right now. These bananas are very hard. There's no give in them. It's just enough to take the edge off. Then what I do is I get started. I put my first bit of bananas in there. It's this very first stage that sets it all. Maybe pieces about like this. I like to put them in. Oh, and by the way, today I'm making this nice cream. This is a very cheap food processor. This is a $25 Black & Decker food processor that I got at Walmart. So I don't know the model number. It doesn't even have a model number on it. It's just the basic one if you find one in that price range. And it's got 4 settings on it. Off, low, high, and pulse. Okay, so I continue, and a lot of this is just, you've got to practice. I forget what it was. I think it was 2 years ago. I made nice cream off and on, but I said, you know what? I really want good nice cream. I was never satisfied with my nice cream, so I just started making it every day. And you learn the gears on your machine. You learn little like the small stuff about it, the details that you would never pay attention to. Okay, I get it to a certain spot, I get enough in there, and then now we got to get the first layer going. Or not the first layer, but I just have a certain process I do it. Now this, don't even pay attention to this. The only thing, I've had another one of these food processors, this Black & Decker. The only problem I have with it is after about a year, this thing gets kind of stiff where it doesn't want to, well, it did close today. Sometimes I have to take a little something heavy and tap it like that. All right, now what I do first is I hit pulse a few times. That just kind of gets it going, I found. Don't ask me why, it just seems to kind of break them up initially and get it going in a good direction. Okay, then I put it on low. Okay, now that's just my personal little trick. I go back and forth. Like I say, I make my nice cream by feel. I know the gears on this machine. I mean, I've got a Vitamix. I can make a nice cream in the Vitamix, but I prefer this machine. It comes out the best. So I know my gears, so I go back and forth. Then I finally, just let it go. All right, now it's fully blended, mixed up. And now this is where I usually add some flavor in. Now today I'm going to put some cacao nibs in there. We're going to have chocolate chip, one of my favorites. And I just put in whatever I feel like at the time. Kind of spread them around a little bit. And then for the second layer, we go in and I do the same again. I get smaller pieces and I push them down in. I know this sounds pretty crazy. I push them down into the nice cream. You don't just put the bananas in willy-nilly. So I put them down. Spread them around. Yep. Got to have a little help this time. Like I say, it's just, I don't know what it is. All right. And then we go again. Now I timed the thawing of my bananas almost perfect today, since I knew I was doing a video, because sometimes it takes a little bit more work to get it going. This has been relatively smooth, but I do the same thing on that second batch. I just kind of let it go and I watch it, and I go back and forth between low and high. Alright, let's see how it turned out. All about that consistency. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. See, that stuff comes out perfect every time. That's why I took my time and learned how to do this. There's no question mark with me. I don't ever have bad ice cream. You see that? You see that? That's as good as it gets right there. And no, I don't. You see it. You see it. Did you see me use any liquid in there? Somebody will still ask me about liquid. Well, what about liquid? I don't use liquid. I don't like liquid. I don't use liquid. The only time I will use liquid, and I don't see why I would need to do that, is if I had some machine that was less than a food processor, less than a Vitamix. Then maybe you got to do what you got to do. But get you one of these babies. It's $25. $25. I look back. I don't get all that complicated with my food and make that much. I could probably do with, I love my Vitamix, but I could probably do without a Vitamix if I got this $25 food processor right here. So go make some on your own, but let me go back to what I said earlier. Practice, practice, practice. You do this, listen, I remember when I first started, like I say, when I taught, kind of just said, okay, I'm going to just do it. I made this stuff every day for a month, for 2 months. You got to do it over and over and over and over, and you'll come out and get an ice cream like this too. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. How about sharing this so people can learn how to make an ice cream and stop stressing about it? It's really easy and it's really good. I have some almost every day. And I will see you guys in a couple of days. Have a great week. Love you. Peace.